Welcome to Elevated Sports. I'm Kyle Johnson.
And my name's James, filling in for Billy Mock, who is not here currently.
Yeah, we tried to call him multiple times. He didn't answer.
He's not here. Maybe he's under quarantine. Maybe he's somewhere else. Who knows? Actually, we're somewhere else right now. We're not in the usual filming location right now, as you guys can probably tell at this point. But, welcome to Elevated Sports.
Yeah. So, there's still no sports actually happening, but there's a little bit of sports news, so we're gonna tell you what we can. What are we talking about first today, James?
So first off, we're gonna be talking about Blake Snell's comments that he made recently on a Twitch live stream, talking about the upcoming MLB season, some of the pay cuts and some of the stuff like that. He's already disappointed. It makes sense. We've listened to his comments multiple times now, and yeah, what is there to say about that? We're not going to be able to play the video for you guys here on the YouTube channel, but we did take some notes about the comments. And, essentially the first thing that Blake Snell talked about was half the pay for only half a season. So during this live stream, people asked Blake Snell, why don't you play for the love of the game? And he said, no, and he started going into all the reasons. The first thing he listed was, I'm already taking half of a pay cut for only playing half of a season. Now, you know a little bit more about this than me. So right now as it stands, isn't kind of the rumor right now being that they are not only going to be playing half a season potentially for the MLB, but also slashing player salaries in half?
Yes, so they've already cut salaries in half. They're at a prorated rate right now, so they're going to get paid for the amount of games they play, which, if you look at any other industry, makes complete sense. If I were to get furloughed for a month, I wouldn't get paid for that month that I was furloughed. So it doesn't make sense for Blake Snell to cry and complain that he's not going to get paid for the time that he's not playing. You're only playing half a season. You only get paid half a season. It doesn't matter what contract you signed on to. As part of that contract, you have to fulfill your part of the contract.
Well, and especially given the current circumstances that nobody has really had to deal with ever. So given the current circumstances and stuff like that, yeah, it makes sense that you would take half a pay cut. But just we'll probably link the video somewhere, either in the description of this video or in the comments section, so you guys can watch it. It's only like 1:30 long. But just listening to his comments, it sounded like he wasn't even okay with that. It sounded like he wanted his full $7 million to play.
Right. That is what I got from that.
So that was the first interesting part. And then he went in a little bit deeper and he started complaining even more. He said, I'm already taking half a pay cut, which I don't agree with. And then he said 33% on top of half of a pay cut. He goes, that means I'm only making 25%, which is a little bit wrong. It's a little bit less than 25%. But the point is that, yeah, he kept on saying, 33% after half a pay cut, I got to make my money. I
would agree with him on that point. I agree to him to a certain extent. They should not cut his salary that much. They have agreed to pay him that much. And regardless of the situation, they should still pay him that much because he is still fulfilling his duty of playing half the season. But he should not get a full salary for playing half a season.
Right. So, I do agree with that as well, especially considering, a team like the Rays where their player payroll isn't the highest. So, a player like a Jose Altuve, he's really not going to be, in the grand scheme of things, that torn up about, no, half my pay cut and 33%. Whatever am I going to do? Bryce Harper don't care.
Right.
All those high-paid guys ain't going to care. But Blake Snell, he had still $7 million, but taking half that pay cut and then 33% on top of that, I could see how he would be like, well, then just forget all of it.
Right.
But going a little bit deeper into his comments, and this is where I think things might have went off the rail a little bit, okay? He then started talking about risking his life.
Oh, wait, before that, he also talked about getting taxed on top of the pay cuts and all that.
Yeah.
And that, Blake, that doesn't make any sense. Every other working class American has an income tax. Everybody gets taxed on their income. So why would you be an exception? Oh, I'm going to get taxed on it. Well, so does everyone else.
Yeah.
So what makes you so different? What makes you so special? Because you play in the MLB?
Yeah.
No, that doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry.
That didn't make a lot of sense either. But, I think he was just mad about everything.
He obviously he does not want to lose his money, but nobody wants to lose their money.
That's true. Then he started talking about health risks. And he said, that he's risking his life. And there's two parts to this. He did say he was risking his life by going out there, and he said that if he gets the Rona, he called it the Rona, that damage that could be done to his body will stay with him permanently. And he will forever have to permanently play and live with the damage that was done to his body because of the coronavirus. Now, that's where I kind of thought that things might have gotten off the rail a little bit. Just a little. Now, I understand wanting to be safe and healthy. We're not socially distancing right now, but it's fun. But to say, because Blake Snell's around our age. How old's Blake Snell? 26? Maybe 26 years old.
Oh, cool.
Just based off of everything we know about the current circumstances of the world, this is something that middle 26-year-olds doesn't hit them that hard, you know? Right. And I don't think to say that it is life-threatening is very fair, because we've seen plenty of players in different sports already get this virus, and I haven't heard of any one of them getting in major, serious medical problems yet, which I know is still kind of a small group of people, but to say that it's life-risking, that might be a little bit of a stretch. And then also to say that it's going to permanently affect your health forever if you get the Rona, that also might be a little bit of a stretch.
Right. So I agree with that. He definitely stretched it that much. You have the essential workers who have been working through this entire thing, putting their life on the line.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're in much more dangerous situations. Those people are in so much closer contact. They're actually in like physical danger there, as compared to Blake Snell. I mean, I understand, yes, you absolutely want to stay healthy. You don't want to catch the Rona. You want to stay safe. Citing the, I feel like he's making himself a victim in a situation where every other American, every other person in the world right now is dealing with the same situation. But he's making himself a victim out of everyone else. And I don't like that.
Yeah, and obviously Blake Snell is complaining about money,
right?
And I'm risking my life and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, he still has to play to get his money anyway,
right?
So like I guess the point he was trying to make was, if I'm going to be going out there, potentially trying to get this coronavirus, like I want to be paid full, which I'm sure that they have. I'm sure the MLB has something in some type of rule that is going to say, if you do get the coronavirus, maybe your contract becomes fully guaranteed or something. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I would think fully guaranteed to maybe that 50%, because like for half the season.
Yeah.
Because even if you get injured through a season, you're still going to get paid.
Right. So to say, especially for the coronavirus and how serious it is with everybody, to say that like, oh, if you get it and you're out, sorry man, you're not getting paid. I don't think that's going to be the case.
I don't think that would be the case, especially looking at like the world situation right now. I don't see how they can make that the case and then still expect their players to show up.
Yeah, well, especially if something like that came out, that'd be such a bad look for the league. While I do understand where Blake Snell's coming from in his comments, I do think he was a little bit dramatic. I don't think he's maybe thinking about everything,
All right.
In terms of like, hey, what if I do get it? Are they going to take care of me? Yeah, they're probably going to take care of you, Blake Snell. Just have faith in the system or whatever. So yeah, ultimately that's kind of the thing. And the last thing that was really, really interesting to me, and in our first viewing of it, we weren't able to hear it, but in our second viewing of the video, we heard it, was Blake Snell said that right now as it stands, he's mentally preparing for next season rather than this season.
Yeah, he was like, I'm preparing for next season. And then he backtracked and he's like, well, I'm preparing for this season, but as if it were next season.
Yeah, he said it, and then he literally backtracked so fast. It was like within a second. Right. He said, I'm preparing for next season. I mean, this season, but, thinking about, it was weird.
And kind of, honestly, to me, it sounded like he's already given up on this season. He's already just written this season off.
Regardless of whether or not they play or not.
Exactly.
Even if they do play. And, I don't think that Blake Snell's alone on this. I could see some players saying, hey, we're sitting out the whole year.
Right.
I don't think Blake Snell's alone on that. So that was kind of interesting, just kind of getting a glimpse into arguably the best player on the Rays right now. Up there? He's certainly up there.
He's up there.
What his thoughts are on this whole thing. And it doesn't sound like he's excited to come back. It sounds like he, you know, obviously wants to get as much money as he can, which I don't blame him for that, but it also sounds like, you know, hey, regardless, man, forget this season, next season.
Right.
Which is interesting. I wonder if they do, and this is just pure speculation, but I wonder, you know, if there comes a time and point where the MLB is ready to come back for this season. I wonder if a group, you know, I wonder if enough players are going to say, hey, we're not going to play, to the point where they say, okay, well, I guess we're not coming back for this season because players aren't wanting to play.
All right.
That's interesting. You know, that's certainly interesting.
And the mix of players not wanting to play and then fans possibly not even being allowed in the stadiums.
Yeah, it's not a good scenario right now for any sport. We've seen this for the NBA. We've seen this for the MLB. The NFL, they're super fortunate to be in their off season right now, so they can kind of deal with it better, you know, since they don't have games. But obviously the MLB season should have started already. The NBA season should be finished almost by now.
Right.
And it sounds like not majority, but it sounds like there's enough players making a vocal statement of saying, hey, we don't want to come back. You know, there was also a report talking about Yoshi and G-Man Choi. They're both in Korea and Japan right now, and they're not leaving their countries until there is a plan in place. And that's just kind of the situation right now. And Blake Snell's another vocal example of that. Of these guys really, really are leaning more towards not coming back right now. So that's kind of the latest update we have right now for Blake Snell. His comments, again, if you guys want to go watch the whole clip, it'll be down in the description or the comment section.
I was reading another article about it, and they're talking about how he was advanced like $286,000 check.
Really?
For what has been missed so far.
Wow.
And, you know, it may just be like a luxurious lifestyle. He's used to making so much money. But that's a lot of money to make for doing absolutely nothing for 2 months.
For playing, and I'm not going to Blake Snell. I love Blake Snell, but for playing live streaming MLB The Show.
And that's not his job.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, he's made a lot of money doing nothing so far. And then I understand wanting to get your money, wanting to get paid. But it comes off a little whiny.
Yeah, especially the tone he uses in the video.
Right.
Definitely kind of came off as like he was defending himself really hard.
Like, I get it, but I don't get it. Definitely got some other MLB players talking, so we'll see what the talking leads to.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, guys, hey, thank you so much for watching Elevated Sports. If you guys did enjoy the video and you're new, go ahead and subscribe, like this video, and go ahead and leave a comment what you guys think about Blake Snell's comments down in the comment section below. See you soon.